How's it going, Dave? Thank you for having me, man. Me and Coach Deggs had talked a couple of times previously, kind of beginning of the year, middle of the year, stuff like that. The NCAA had kind of passed that regulation for a full paid and kind of made the option to create some other positions and fund them in unique ways all throughout it, college baseball. So I think you'll start to see a couple more colleges do things like this and hire some people in similar type roles. So.
Now, you pitched under the late, great Tony Robichaux. Was Robe into analytics? Was that the way his pitching system was based on, or are you trying to add to his system with the analytics?
To be honest, no, not at all.
That's what I thought.
No, we didn't. We kind of trusted our eyes and kind of got taught a different way, really. And I'll say before he passed, we were kind of headed towards that direction a little bit to start to incorporate some of the analytics and some of the technology that was kind of coming to the forefront of the game. It really wasn't. It was definitely relevant when he was still around and coaching, but it wasn't as big as it is now. It's almost I don't want to say a necessity. You can win without it, but it's definitely it is definitely an advantage. If you have it, you know how to use it, and you can apply it in the right ways.
Talking with Gunnar Leger, new Ragin' Cajuns coordinator of pitching and analytics. All right, so let's catch up. All right, so let's back it up. You had this great career, and then you got banged up. Was it in between sophomore and junior year? And explain that injury again.
So my arm injury was something that happened really, looking back on it, probably that happened at the beginning of my junior year. I started to have some little problems here and there in my elbow at the beginning of my junior year. Thought it was really nothing. And I say beginning, really prior to the year even starting. And once we got back after Christmas break, and just kind of, dealt with it. It wasn't excruciating or anything crazy. I mean, my velo was similar, and I could command the ball, and everything was kind of status quo a little bit. So thought it was just some tightness. Fast forward to the end of the year, had an extended outing at Arkansas Little Rock, and I think that's kind of where it went. And then obviously in the conference tournament, a couple weeks later, I believe I was throwing like 80 miles an hour, which, I mean, I never lit up the radar gun, but definitely had a little more in the tank than that. So I kind of, thought maybe something was up. Didn't know exactly what. I'd been checked out by team doctors and stuff, and had cleared that earlier in the year, and so got to the draft, and got some calls from teams, and that definitely affected it a little bit. And then also my leg ordeal, the leg surgery was something that kind of had been around for a while, and we had anticipated it kind of going away, kind of a unique diagnosis, and found it my sophomore year of high school. And then once the draft didn't work out and decided to come back to school, just wanted to take care of everything. We'd kind of been sitting on the leg, and doctors in Houston had told us that it was going to kind of deal with itself, and it was nothing to worry about if I was having no pain. It was asymptomatic, and really wasn't. But updated images prior to the draft that some of the front offices requested were it had doubled in size in my femur. So it was just something that kind of was lingering. And after I decided to come back to school, I went and had MRIs and got my arm rechecked out and found the tear and all that good stuff. So I knew I was most likely not going to be playing the next year. And so just decided to try and handle everything in one fell swoop. And so that's what we did. And then, had the senior redshirt year, and then came back the fifth year and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I forgot. I remember the arm part. I forgot about this. You basically had a cyst that wasn't affecting you until Major League Baseball saw it, and then they said they needed you to get that taken care of. Was that one of these surgeries did not go as planned? Is that right? Something just that wasn't fixed as properly as it should have been, or could have been, I guess.
No, both surgeries were fine.
Okay.
Everything. The leg surgery was a little unorthodox. Like I said, it's a very unique situation. Dr. Marco in Houston, who's one of the probably behind the Mayo Clinic, is one of the leading doctors for cysts and different things like that. And he point blank told me that he had, at someone my age, a male at my age, he had never seen what was happening to me, basically.
Oh, wow.
That benign bone cyst not calcifying and not kind of healing itself, quote unquote, in a way, and continuing to grow, basically, in size. So that's where we went with the surgery route and just tried to deal with it. It was not the normal surgery that coincides with that. Usually they kind of split, they can cut you open pretty good, cut your leg open and curettage that bone graft it, pack it, scoop all the after they scoop all the cyst out and stuff. But it's a whole ordeal, man. It's like you basically are, you're bedridden for a couple months, you relearn to walk and run, and it's quite the surgery. So that's why we never really, we just wanted to kind of wait and see, and he felt good about it almost healing itself, and dealing with it how kind of it normally runs its course. And then when it wasn't running its course, we kind of got creative. And honestly, I'm the one that recommended the surgery that we did do, which was they implemented the metal rod through the top part of my femur. And so I have a titanium rod from right above my knee all the way to the hip, basically. It runs about, I believe, like 13, 14 inches in my finger. But that was just a recommendation of, we were trying to find a less invasive way to do the surgery and deal with it, and make the leg as strong as possible and be able to get the cyst out. And so that was me just Googling some things, really, which I know they tell you not to do, but
right.
They do a lot of that stuff, the rod implementation and some different things like that when there's compound fractures in the large bones, and especially the femur, like in a car accident or some sort. So I just asked them, I basically told them when we were sitting there trying to evaluate the options, I'm like, look, I know this is a little unorthodox, but, this is just kind of what I read up on, like with this being an option, basically, give you a chance to get in there, ream the cyst out from the top, and then, you drive a titanium rod and an already relatively safe structure in the femur, even though mine was a little bit compromised. And he literally looked at me and was like, that's not a bad idea.
Wow.
And so my surgery was he had obviously done that surgery before, just not for what my diagnosis was. So it was almost kind of a one-of-one deal, really. But everything went well with that. I mean, my leg doesn't bother me. I probably had arguably one of the strongest femurs in the country. My leg had never technically broke, but it's the femur. It's one of the strongest bones, if not the strongest bone in the body. And then on top of that, I have a 14-inch titanium rod. So, that thing's going to be pretty solid for the rest of my life, I believe. Knock on wood, barring anything crazy happening. So, and then the arm was fine. I mean, I went to Dr. Andrews in Birmingham and Dr. Dugas, who's kind of his protege and pioneered this new surgery with elbows that a lot of people are doing now, and where they kind of leave the ligament in, and they found some unique ways to stabilize it and reinforce it and do some different things, and quote unquote brace it, what they call it. And so I had that done, and that's really just why the combo of the surgeries with I had the arm surgery, and then basically as soon as I could use crutches, which was, a couple months after my arm surgery, I had the leg surgery. So that's kind of why that recovery was so extended.
Right.
And kind of what led to some of the up and down stuff my last year, was just, it was a very unorthodox and different recovery. So, but no, everything was fine at that point. Everything's still fine. I feel fine. So
we're talking with Gunnar Leger, the Ragin' Cajuns coordinator of pitching analytics. All right, some follow-up questions. Do you need a note going through security at the airport? Do you consider yourself the bionic man? And does your leg, do you got to trick a leg when the weather changes? Do we come to you for weather changes in the humidity in this area, which apparently is changing on a regular basis around here as of late.
No doubt. Dr. Marco did tell me, that was actually one of my questions. Like, do I need some sort of a card to pass through the medical metal detectors as I'm traveling or something like that? And he laughed and he's like, no, you'll be fine. But I will say I definitely can, for whatever reason, when it goes from hot to cold and we start to have some big shifts and there's like storms coming in, I don't want to say it hurts, but I get achy.
Wow.
In that area.
That's awesome.
I would say that's not a myth. It's myth confirmed, I guess. So
that's outstanding. All right, Gunnar Leger can predict the weather here. That's our headline. Let's take a time out. All right. Again, the next question is the only question I ask. I ask one more question, and it is an in-depth reply from Gunnar Leger. But, I mean, that's the headline out of the whole interview, is that he knows when the storms are coming. So he's going to be working with Babs with the weather during the ball games. We can look at the radar and then ask Gunnar, how's your leg? I don't feel anything. Keep playing. Don't worry about it. All right. All right, we will finish the interview up with Gunnar Leger after this, basically asking him one more question, right? What is he and how is he going to incorporate the analytics into
baseball,
into the Cajuns program? All right, back after this. Dave Schultz, Linda Burton, 103.3 The Go.
Just smoking and drinking on ringside, on top of the world, oh yeah.
Martini's 2023 Lafayette's Absolute Best Martini Competition and Teenie Tour to benefit Healing House. Hope for Grieving Children is in full swing. This year, enjoy signature martinis at 8 local restaurants through August 15th. Enjoy a different restaurant's martini for $2 with the purchase of an entree on their featured Teenie Tuesday. Participating restaurants include Bonton Grill, Bonefish Grill, Fizzo's, Mercy Kitchen, Chops Mid-City Smokehouse, Tsunami, Vestal, and Walk-Ons. Purchase a Martini's a la Maison package and receive 2 hand-painted martini glasses, a signed print by this year's glass artist, Candace Greer, and access to exciting online silent auction items. Visit healing-house.org for more information. Join us this Tuesday at Fizzo's to try their Absolute Southern Charm Martini. Martini's 2023, presented by Town Square Media, Moss Motors, Bourbon Royalty Candle Company, Advanced Piping, Linear Controls, Leading Home Care, and DeLone Funeral Home.
At the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking with savings on top brand appliances like a new LG Counter Depth Max refrigerator with ultra-large capacity on the inside and a seamless look on the outside. Or an LG oven with built-in air fryer for crispier, healthier cooking. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Final days to get special buy savings plus up to $1,000 off select kitchen appliances like this exclusive LG kitchen package at the Home Depot. Ends July 12th.
Freshness made easy with Febreze Small Spaces.
Want continuous freshness that fights odors with no batteries and no outlets? Try Febreze Small Spaces. Ah, but what's a small space? To answer that, we brought in our lawyer.
Small spaces include, but are not limited to, bathrooms, closets, laundry room, kid room, pet corners, man cave, she sheds, most nooks, and all crannies.
There you go. Febreze Small Spaces is the world's most convenient. Febreze Small Spaces is super convenient and never stops freshening for 45 days.
Be happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Hi, I'm Phil with Fox. Who else would I be? Who else would I want to be? Check this out. ABS bug shields and vent visors, WeatherTech floor liners, wheels and tires, deck slide-out storage systems, bed covers by Rolling Lock, Retract Pro, backflip and undercover, Nerf bar side steps and power steps. Plenty of 2 boxes and transfer tanks by UWS and WeatherGuard. Hitches, goosenecks, fifth wheels, airbags, leveling kits, and spray and bed liners. Complete audio and video department and window tinting. You can get it all at Fox. Go to Fox, go to Fox, go to!
St. Joseph's Indian School is much more than a school for Native American children.
It's like a family. Classes are fun here. I am learning about my culture.
Since 1927, St. Joseph's Indian School has provided children the education, health care, and support they need to succeed. To help give our kids brighter futures, learn more at stjo.org today.
Thirsty for intelligent sports talk? Sounds like you need a little Go to Ray. 103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time. Thirsty for intelligent sports talk? Sounds like you need a little Gatorade. 103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time.
All right, Dave Schultz, Lyndon Burton back on a Thursday afternoon sports chat. We got Gunnar Leger. Let's wrap up the interview with the Ragin' Cajuns' new pitching coordinator and in charge of analytics for the squad. And, you'll hear the question. It's one question. It's a 10-minute answer. Play it right now. You'll hear it. Lyndon Burton on a Thursday afternoon sports chat with Gunnar Leger joining the staff as coordinator of pitching and analytics. All right, so you learned under Robe. How did you get caught up in the analytics? I know it, as you said, it's really been prevalent. Moneyball kind of had it, but it's really taken Major League Baseball by storm. Some people think too much. How do you plan on incorporating it with the Cajuns?
Yeah, so really, I dabbled in it in college through just the network of people that I had known and trained under before I even got here. Lance Wheeler and some other people in the Nashville area that Lance had introduced me to. And so I had I was fortunate enough to be able to incorporate it to some capacity, in the off season and stuff, which I believe helped me for sure. And then after I got done playing, I went and trained with the Bledsoe Agency, my agency at the time in Nashville, to try and get signed, get back healthy and get signed. And by this point, it was 2019 going into 2020, and it was full blown by this point, or it was rocking and rolling for sure. It was starting to really take the league by storm and take baseball in general by storm. So I had even more of an opportunity to kind of really dive into it and work to get a baseline understanding for everything and how to apply it and how to use it, what's important and what's maybe not as important, depending on what you're trying to work on or what you're trying to look at and figure out. And then honestly, I would say that the past 2 years, even though I wasn't quote unquote coaching, I was helping Ross Woodring over there in Youngsville and Austin Robe Show, helping them run Ragin' Cages and Ragin' Mounds over there. And Ross has done a great job at Ragin' Mounds. And it's probably one of the better pitching facilities, got to be for sure in this area. And the extended areas and into Texas and stuff like that is where you would probably have to go to find something similar. So we had a dedicated space, and we had Hit Tracks and TrackMan and Rapsodo and the Edgertronic cameras, and we had a lot of stuff, man, that a lot of people really don't have access to. And so I was able to really start to apply kind of my baseline knowledge that I had and start to use it in teaching. From I really wouldn't use it a ton with the younger kids. Obviously at 8 years old, some of that stuff is completely irrelevant. But like from 8 to some of the pro guys that would come in there and that I was just helping them through different things. That's where I kind of got to really, again, dive into it and start to apply it. I mean, there's the book of analytics and how much stuff there is and information and data is. Pages are still being written, it's almost never ending. So there's a lot, kind of back to what you said, like, I would agree to some extent that it's almost getting to the point where it feels like it's a little too much analytical driven and data driven, and takes away from the game a smidge. I think that how I look at it is it's a great tool, and there's no question it can help us from a defensive standpoint, from an offensive standpoint, from a skill development or pitch development or, things of that sort. But again, the history of, my career and being coached by Robe and Coach Shakini and Gary Weinstein and some of these other guys that I had the pleasure of playing under, it was a little more old school, and it was, about commanding the ball and pitchability and using your eyes and learning how to read hitters and just get in and out of innings and manage a game. And so I think that there's got to be a a good balance of all three. I think if you want to be elite, I think if in Wake Forest is a great example. I think their head coach had a quote, I believe, on the selection day where he's talking about they have a 20-person staff basically that runs. They have a pitching coach, they have a director of player or pitching development, a director of their pitching lab. They have a scientist, a doctor. They have a bunch of analysts on their staff. So they've got, I would probably say, the closest thing to what a lot of big league staffs look like on the analytics side as far as pitching development is concerned and pitching. And I mean, obviously that's why they're the best staff in the country. So, but he also, in that, he says something along the lines of basically that there's three pitching buckets and that the elite staffs are doing all three. And, there's a biomechanics piece, which is basically just how do you move, you can see all the cameras and the pitching labs and all that stuff. So it's analyzing how they move and where there's maybe a little more in the tank or where the sequence is a little off. And then the second bucket being kind of the analytics, which is kind of the hot word right now. That's what the sexy thing to say. But that's basically just what is the ball doing? That's the TrackMan, the Rapsodo, the Eagle Eye, using the Edgertronic cameras to really, basically super slow-mo the ball as it's coming out of the hand. So that, that'll just tell us how's the ball spinning, what axis is it on, what's the release height, the spin rate, all this different stuff. That you can just, if you know kind of what you're looking at, you can apply it and help a kid understand, what are we trying to do with the ball? Okay, we've ID'd what we're trying to do. Well, this is what it's actually doing. So how do we close that gap and get to where we're trying to go? Is really what I like using it for, and where I've seen success with young and old guys. And then the third bucket being the art of pitching bucket, which is, I call it the road bucket, and I've kind of somewhat stole that line from the Wake Forest coach or been using it just because it makes sense to me. And I kind of we put a fourth bucket in there, which is just important to us here. And it's kind of, our identity or culture, like it's a toughness bucket or it's a mental development bucket. Because I think that's always been prevalent here. And Coach Robe was, I think that was important to Coach Robe, and he did a great job of helping us develop as people and helping us develop our minds and be able to handle things and how to work through things, not only life, but, on the field as well. So kind of stealing a little bit from the Wake Forest coach and also kind of making it our own a little bit with what's good here and what's worked here for so long. So, but, like he said, the elite staffs are doing all three of those other buckets. You got to have, it can't just be live and die by the analytics, I would say especially in college, I think it's so prevalent in, minor league baseball and big, and pro ball, because those guys are trying to get a sliver of a percent better. If I can make the slider a little better by changing the axis or cleaning it up or whatever it may be, getting a little more spin on my fastball, like that's the difference between a bullpen arm in AAA getting, 10 to 15 more strikeouts that year, and maybe he's in the big leagues instead of sitting at AAA. So they're trying to, get a quarter of a percent better out of some of that stuff. So that's why I think for them, it is so important. And again, it's important here. There's no question about it. It's useful. The best in the country are doing it at a high level, and it's a great advantage if you know how to apply it. But I think there's got to be there's a risk and reward there. And if you let it consume you a little bit and you head down the wrong direction with it, because there's a lot of lanes you can take with it, you can get it becomes almost say debilitating in a way. It can become like too much information, and you're not just playing and having fun and letting the game come to you a little bit. So you just got to be careful with it. And that's where my job's going to come in. I got to, ID what's important to this coaching staff and what we're trying to do in certain situations as it pertains to whatever it is, defense, offense, pitching, defensive positioning, different stuff like that, and kind of help them understand, okay, this is what all of this is telling us, and this is how kind of we move from here. Or, these are the options, I would say. So, but I mean, by no stretch of the imagination do I know it all. I don't know that anybody can know it all. There's so much information. So I'm still learning it and trying to pick up the new things and have a better understanding of it and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, we'll see. It's a never-ending rat race with this stuff. I feel like there's always new stuff. People are changing it, seeing different ways to apply it. Different things are becoming important, and always changing. So it's just going to be figuring out what's important to us, how do we want to apply it, and then just using it to our advantage, because we're fortunate enough to have the support we do, and we're able to afford these things and put them in our stadium and put them in our bullpen and purchase different things that we need, which not everybody can do. The Power 5 schools are doing it, obviously, because they have the resources and the funds. But, we'll probably be, once I get these 2 mobile track mans and some of this other stuff for us, we'll be probably 3 or 4 in the league as far as, Southern Miss has a lot of it. Coastal has a lot of it. We'll be, we'll have a good bit of stuff and implement it, but there's not many in our league, so it's a good thing, man. It's at this point, it's almost adapt or die a little bit. You can't live and die by it, but you definitely have to start implementing it because people are using it to their advantage, and it's a significant advantage or disadvantage if you're not using it.
He is Gunnar Leger, the new Ragin' Cajuns coordinator of pitching and analytics. Always great to catch up with you, Gunnar. Thank you so much for your time. Very generous, and it'll be great to see you around Cajuns baseball again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, Gunnar Leger. Let's take a time out. We will post all the interviews. Again, all our interviews are on our podcasts now. We separate it by the hour.
Yep.
And eventually, I only have to do it for the last week. Last night's are updated.
See, boom.
Yeah, so I did that last night. Doesn't take very long, to post it once you
download it.
Right. It doesn't take very long. All right, let's take a time wherever you get your podcast. Just search for Sports Chat with Dave Schultz. If you just search for Sports Chat, you'll see it. All right. Back after this, Dave Schultz, Lyndon Burton, 102.3 to go.
At Lofton, we're in the business of matching hard workers with some of the most sought-after employers in the Lafayette area. To Lofton, you're more than just another employee. We care about your interests, and we can help match you with a company that needs your skills. You can complete an application, schedule an interview, and even browse jobs by simply going to lofton.jobs. That's lofton.jobs. We also offer an unlimited $100 referral bonus. At Lofton, we put people to work. Lofton.jobs.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, save on Valspar 5-gallon Ultra Flat Paint. Was $131, now just $123. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn up to 900 bonus points with the purchase of a Graco Magnum X7 paint sprayer. Lowe's knows pros. Valspar offer valid through 8/2. Selection varies by location. Estimated bonus points valid through 6/30. Actual awarded bonus points calculated on purchase price before taxes and after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms and conditions.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley welcoming you back to Susan's Cubicle here in Accounts Payable. What an afternoon of nonstop bookkeeping action, Charles. Are you kidding me? She set herself a reminder to get out of that chair and move.
That's a smart use of a timeout.
She's somehow still reading her emails while getting her heart rate up and moving her muscles. Healthy habits that could lower your risk of cancer.
Uh-oh, it's Karen from the IT department.
This is a wrinkle no one saw coming. She means well, but she just derailed the yoga class down in accounts receivable.
There she goes with one of her usual distractions.
But Susan just tosses her a no-look wave.
That's a crazy move.
Let's watch that again. She's stretching, and there's the effortless side wave.
Susan's putting on a clinic.
Susan from Accounts Payable. Dominating. Just get moving. It helps in the prevention of so many cancers.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the sheep sleeps tonight.
It just isn't the same without the lion. Join the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance today. Visit sdzwa.org.
Don't let someone get your goat. There's plenty to go around for everyone. 103.3 The Goat, the greatest sports talk of all time.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine.
All right, Dave Schultz, Lynn Burton on a Thursday afternoon sports chat. Great show. Dr. Brian Maggard in for a half an hour. Good stuff. Go get your
here early, too.
Season tickets here. He's always early. No, these guys are professional, right?
Fair.
Right. Some people show up about 90 seconds before the show is about to begin. And then there's Dr. Brian Maggard who shows up 15 minutes before he needs to be here. All right. That may be a lesson for some of us.
It wasn't 90 seconds.
All right. 58 and 35.
Don't worry, I'm going to get back on my wave when you were at Mama Schultz's house and be here at 2:30.
That would be outstanding.
Got you again.
Okay.
I had a rough day at work today. It was
I see that.
Some
all right.
complications.
I would probably make a joke that you found my conversation with Dr. Maggard boring, but we may have seen the eyes shut a couple of times. All right.
No, I was writing my Livy Dunn story.
That made you upset?
What? The Livy Dunn story?
That made you tired?
No.
Oh, no. You were fading. You faded a couple of times. I'm looking right at you, and your eyes were shut.
I pulled it back. Had a rough day today. Late night last night.
Okay. All right. What's the Livy Dunn story?
Oh, Livy Dunn is starting a fund, basically called the Livy Fund, where she is going to be partnering with part of LSU Athletics and another program to help future LSU women's athletes and current LSU women athletes get NIL deals and get brand deals and really teach the women's athletes of LSU the ins and outs of NIL. I think that's awesome.
That's outstanding, right? I mean, that's where LSU basketball doesn't really need it, but they'll get some help. The girls who
aren't like Haley Van Lith and
right. The softball team should get it, right? The beach volleyball players should get it. The track girls should get it.
Swimmers,
right? Are they good? Is that the one sport they're not very good at?
I thought they had one girl who was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What story do we have here? This was, by the way, my 17-year-old nephew was telling us the stories today, right?
Okay.
I mean, he actually texted me. Madden San Miguel had committed to LSU. I'm like, all right, let me look up who that is. And that's actually Baby Gronk.
Oh.
So Baby Gronk committed to LSU.
Then he decommitted.
And then decommitted. Now he's committed to Oklahoma. All right. So Oklahoma basically is tampering with a 10-year-old.
This is a clown show.
It really is. It really is.
This is ridiculous, man. Poor kid.
Does he look like he's enjoying any of this?
No, he doesn't.
No, he looks like he enjoys playing the sport.
Football, yes.
Okay.
Everything else out that his dad's making him do.
It does not look like, right? I mean,
he looks like he didn't even want to talk to Livy Dunn, and I get
exactly.
it. He's a child.
But, I mean, it looked like he'd be just as excited to talk to me as he was Livy Dunn.
Say, yep. Yep.
I don't know if he's nervous. He could be nervous, right?
Maybe, but, I don't think that's his thing is football, Dave.
That's right. So maybe the video part, he is nervous.
Kid might want to play 2K. Let alone.
Well, I mean, that's what also he said. He also put it on his Twitter post or his Instagram post that he was retiring from football and going into gaming.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right. So
that's what Baby Gronk said?
Well, that was 2 weeks ago, and now he's committed to LSU and Oklahoma on the same day. How did the guy get the artwork wrong?
His dad must have told him, hey, cut that gaming stuff out.
Yeah. I mean, you see some videos of him, and, he's doing some drills, and he looks like he's having fun doing that. He's certainly not going through the motions in some of those drills that are being videotaped.
Everything else, nope.
But there's no smile in any of this. It doesn't look like he's enjoying any of this right now.
The dad looks like he's having more fun than anybody.
Right. Right,
Which
because
is
he's the
not
one
good.
getting all the money.
Yep.
Even though it's his kid.
Mm-hmm. Not good. I hope he made a fund for him, like a trust fund or something, putting all that money in there.
You want to bet?
No, I don't, because I don't think he did.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I'm not gonna. No, sir. I know when to bet and when not to. That's not one I take.
The other thing that happened today, and also my 17-year-old nephew texted me about it, Britney Spears.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Britney Spears wanted a picture of it with Victor Wembanyama, and his security slapped her.
Well, apparently she went to like grab him.
Right.
And like they didn't know who she was. And I get Victor not knowing who she is. I mean, Victor's 18. Britney, I had the Britney CD when I was in middle school.
Right.
Right. I understand it. And his security was like, oh, but the security should have knew who that was, in my opinion. Unless it's like a French security team, then it's like, okay, maybe I get that.
Yeah, but why are you slapping anybody?
True.
Yeah, I mean, you can grab the arm, right? But there's no reason to be slapping anybody.
Fair. They're going to lose their jobs. Or, yeah.
Well, what, is she going to sue them?
Maybe. That's somebody's getting sued right now, apparently. Let's see.
Let's see here. San Antonio Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama said Thursday he believes Britney Spears grabbed him from behind as he was walking to a restaurant at a Las Vegas casino, and that security detail he was with pushed the pop star away. All right. Wembanyama said he wasn't told that Spears was the person who grabbed him until hours later. Spears filed a police report claiming she was struck by a security guard while trying to get the attention of Wembanyama, according to TMZ, which first reported the alleged details of the incident that took place Wednesday night near a restaurant, the area hotel Araya.
They were where I was staying. Oh,
Yeah.
I was a week too late.
Right.
A week too late. I could have
Too
been
early.
A week too early. Yeah,
Week too
excuse me.
early.
Could have been with Brittany and Wemby. I'll take Travis
Brittany
and
and
Patrick.
Wemby. Yeah, there you go.
I'll take Travis and
Right.
Patrick over Brittany and Wemby, but crazy.
TMZ said, what's the name of the hotel?
Aria.
Right. Said TMZ said Spears was in a group of 4 trying to enter a restaurant for dinner and that she was swarmed by fans as she entered the casino.
I wonder what restaurant she was going to.
TMZ said Spears noticed Wembanyama and tapped him on the shoulder. Okay, hold on a second. TMZ said Spears noticed Wembanyama and tapped him on the shoulder in an effort to get his attention.
How could she reach his shoulder?
How is she getting anywhere near his shoulder?
I doubt that.
She's lucky to get to the waist. Spears, as I said, ended up being struck in the face and having her glasses knocked off. The Vegas Metropolitan Police Department issued a statement to the LA Times saying officers responded to a battery investigation at the address without specifying any individual names. Statement went on to say that no arrests or citations have been issued and that no further details will be provided at this time. Spears representatives did not respond to a request by the Associated Press for comment. Wembanyama said security advised him not to stop for anyone as he walked into the restaurant, mindful that pausing could cause a stir and allow a crowd to build. The guy is 7'4". He's going to have to.
He's going to get noticed, yeah.
You know.
Look, that's why Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes moved late at night. They were moving at 3 a.m. Wemby's probably there. Yeah, that was I saw them late at night. Like Wemby was probably moving at like 7.
But I wouldn't be. Well, Vegas is different.
True.
Right? And Kelsey's 6'5", right?
Yeah, true.
Patrick Mahomes put on a cap.
No, he didn't. He had his.
I understand that, but he could put on a cap.
Yeah, and he'd be less noticed.
It'd be less noticeable.
You can't miss 7'4".
You can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
No way. Right? Even if you don't know who it is, you're like, that guy must play in the NBA.
My guess is they were going to Carbone. That's my guess.
Oh.
Best restaurant in Aria. It was delicious.
Okay.
It was great.
All right. Something did happen a little bit when I was walking with some security from the team to some restaurant. We were in the hall. There was a lot of people, so people were calling at me, obviously. There was one person who was calling me, but we talked before with security. I couldn't stop. The person was calling me, sir, and that person grabbed me from behind. I didn't see what happened because I was walking straight and didn't stop. That person grabbed me from behind, not on my shoulder. She grabbed me from behind. I just know the security pushed her away. I don't know how much force, but security pushed her away. I didn't stop to look so I could walk in and enjoy a nice dinner. All right? So we'll see. All right. I didn't know for a couple of hours, but when I came back to the hotel, I thought it was no big deal. And then security of the Spurs told me it was Britney Spears. At first, I was like, you're joking. But yeah, it turns out it was Britney Spears. I never saw her face. I just kept on walking. All right.
I still don't think Wemby knew who Britney Spears was. Him saying, like, oh, my gosh, Britney Spears? Like, I don't think he knew that was. She hasn't put out music in years.
except in Vegas.
True.
Well, she didn't put out any new music, but
Yeah.
doesn't she? She has residency in Vegas.
She did, yeah. I don't know if she still does, but she definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's 18, and she started, when, it was 1998, right? 1999. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So about almost 25 years.
I had her first CD when I was in elementary school. I remember having it on cassette.
But that doesn't mean he hasn't heard it.
Fair.
Right?
Fair.
Right. So
we do have a caller.
All right. Who do we got on the phone?
Kevin?
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Dave. Just a quick one, just an update. He's actually 7'2", not 7'4".
Okay.
They had, when they measured him, when he got to his pro physical, I guess, they measured him at 7'2". Supposedly he never was 7'4". That was somehow kind of a misinterpretation or something. So anyhow, but yeah, Brittany's 5'4", so it'd be a stretch to touch his shoulder, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it says here that he's officially 7 feet and 3.5 inches.
Now, I'm just telling you what the NBA announced when he did his physical for the team.
Okay.
They said 7'2".
All right. Well, that says this is NBA.com, so and it's Timmy Reynolds. So okay. I appreciate it, Kevin.
They had an article. Yep, they had an article last week about it. So that's where I'm coming from. That if there's something after that, then I didn't see that.
All right. Yeah, it says the official height for the number one pick. So again, there's no way that I can see the difference between 7'2" and 7'4", right?
Yeah. Well, you're taller than me, Dave, so I'll say you got a better shot.
There you go. I appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks for the call.
Thanks for calling.
All right. It does say he's been listed by various sites anywhere between 7'2" and 7'5". The NBA listed him at 7'4" in the league's guide for last week's draft, but that was not based on any official announcement. The 3.5 figure puts Wembanyama on pace to be the NBA's second tallest player coming into the season. Kristaps Porzingis, who played for Washington, is listed at 7'3". So how can it be second? All right. Oh, Boban.
Yeah,
Boban is 7'4". Okay.
Boban's huge. Dude is like Andre the Giant.
I like those commercials with Tobias Harris.
I do too.
That's funny.
I do too.
Right? They seem like good friends.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
So, and he's getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Making a little extra bread, Boban-wise.
That's right. For very little effort and very little work.
Oh, they hung up. So
Okay.
if you want to call back, you can.
So the Pelicans are playing Friday night, and Wembanyama are playing Friday night. Is that the same game?
Let's see. I know that the Spurs definitely play Friday night. The Pelicans play. Why is it so hard to pull up?
Well, if you were not falling asleep during the Jake Madison interview, you would know that they play Friday night.
I was not. I was doing my thing, the Livy Dunn thing, but okay, cool deal.
So let's see here. Thursday, that's today. No, it doesn't say. Similarly. All right. We're looking ahead. You got the Thunder and the Sixers tonight, the Grizzlies and the Jazz. All right.
Don't care. Actually, I watched the Thunder to see Chet.
So you got Pelicans and the Timberwolves.
Nice.
In Vegas. That's in the afternoon. And you have a full slate here. I don't see. Oh, and then you have the Hornets and the Spurs. All right, you got another caller?
Yes, sir.
Who's on the phone?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You actually you answered my question. I was wondering what site the Pelicans were playing, but you mentioned when I was on hold, you mentioned Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're playing
now with Wemby, according to the San Antonio Spurs, when they did his physical, this is according to the Spurs, he's 7'3.5".
Yes, that's what we have. Yep.
This is according to the Spurs when they did the physical Monday last week or something like that. So that's official without socks and shoes or anything else. 7'3.5" barefoot.
Correct. That's what we got. Yep.
Not bad. So who do the Pels have there? Anyone we can keep an eye on for the Pels on their roster for the summer league?
Oh, Jordan Hawkins, the draft pick.
Yeah.
You got to watch that guy. Right. And newly signed E.J. Liddell, who they just signed like a couple minutes ago.
Well, let's see Dyson Daniels. We want to look at him,
and,
right?
And see if Kyra Lewis has progressed at all.
He's kind of slight. Is the
Yeah,
only
because
problem.
that'll be Kyra's second year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, this might be his
Kyra's
third.
year.
Yeah.
He got hurt his first year.
Third year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right,
Thank you for
thanks.
calling.
All right, thanks for calling. All right, let's take a timeout. The NBA changed its policy before the 2019-20 season, requiring players to be measured without shoes for the official height.
Nice, as it should be.
That led to a number of players shrinking an inch, even though a handful of players, Kevin Durant, for example, who went from being listed at 6'9" to officially measuring 6'10".
Oh, so he got taller.
Well, he does not. I think he's 7 foot. He doesn't want to be 7 foot.
Yeah, I
he
don't
doesn't
think he
like that
wants to-
idea.
yeah.
He doesn't want to be 7 foot. All right, back after this. Dave Schultz, Linda Burton. We put a bow on it. Thursday afternoon Sports Chat 103.3 The Go.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Your home is the place where you know your loved ones are secure. But the things that keep your home protected can't keep pests at bay. That's where RAID comes in. For 60 years, RAID scientists have worked to protect people around the world. With trusted research, ingredients, testing standards, and product efficacy, RAID seeks to create a better future for all, especially the ones you love most. RAID. Protection for all.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Dan Hicks with Paul Azinger, welcoming you back to the Healthy Stand Classic. And Zing, she has been absolutely tremendous today, but it all comes down to this shot.
It does, Dan, and you couldn't ask for better conditions. 68 degrees, just a slight 2-mile-an-hour breeze and a UV index of 3. This is absolutely critical.
That is right. This direct exposure to midday sun could be increasing her risk to melanoma.
It looks like she's making a change.
Yeah, she's putting that putter back in the bag. Now let's see what she takes out.
Oh, wow. Looks like she's pulling out a 15.
I don't know. Looks like she's going with a 30.
Strong choice. She's going to want to use the recommended SPF 30 even on a cloudy day.
And notice how she's using broad spectrum sunscreen.
And a generous amount, too.
Incredible.
That was a masterful performance.
That was pretty good, too.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
I'm Shanola Hampton. I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
If it wasn't for goats, we wouldn't have coffee. Look it up.
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee? No, thank you. I'm fine.
And the best sports talk in Acadiana. 103.3 The Goat.
Hey, Eat Lafayette's rocking and rolling. Today, use the eatlafayette.com website to find a great locally owned restaurant to try. And use your Eat Lafayette digital passport to check in at participating restaurants. You get another chance to win a trip for 2 to Savannah, Georgia, courtesy of Wings Travel. Eat Lafayette from Lafayette Travel and sponsored in part by 103.3 The Goat. All right. So we tried this tequila. I don't even know what the name of it is. But it is from, I went to Puerto Vallarta with the fam last May. So May.
It was great.
2022. All right. So my birthday's today.
Yeah,
when was
happy
your birthday?
June 29th.
All right. So his birthday was last week. So we decided when I was going away, we'd come back and open up the bottle.
Oh my goodness! I feel like I should have been saying happy birthday all during this show.
You
Now I
should
feel
have.
terrible.
By the way, you're not the only one.
Okay.
So my mother called at 8:30.
Okay.
This morning, right? She's just, hey, I'm late. I'm staying outside. I saw on TV somewhere we need more vitamin D. I'm chilling outside and, just calling to say hi. I said, no other reason you're calling today? No, why? You want to take a wild guess? Yeah. And my mother gave me a generous present, like 2 days ago, right? So she knew about it.
Now I don't feel as bad.
And I got a cake. My brothers are taking care of me, so it's all good. All right.
Well, happy birthday, my man.
Thank you. But that tequila is from, so that's Jalisco, Mexico. Is Puerto Vallarta is in that state of Jalisco.
Okay.
Now it's made in the mountains where the agave is.
Nice.
And this little thing is a tourist trap, right? Which is fine.
Yeah,
but it was
fair.
fun. It was good stuff too.
That was the best tequila I've had in a long time. That was good.
Here's the thing about that though. So I'm getting used to, drinking 100 proof whiskey.
Yeah.
So 68%
didn't infect you.
Not
didn't
at
phase
all.
you.
Not at all. Right.
My chest was burning.
I don't need a
house.
lemon or a lime. I don't need salt. I need nothing. No. And I don't even drink that much. No. Although we are probably going to go have a Woodford and diet. Maybe Woodford double
it's your
oaked
birthday.
on the birthday.
For sure.
All right, who's on the phone?
We got Jay on the line.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, I don't know if you heard or not. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I think your review, man. I think your pizza review did this company in, man.
Oh, no. Did you see that? Oh, man.
I think your pizza review did BJ's in. I want to hear your thoughts on that. And, thank you.
I feel so bad about that. Although they went out with a bang, right?
They did.
I think they made more money in about 3 days than they had in a while. I feel so bad about that.
That's not your fault.
No, it's not.
Not at all. But
the reason it was not well done.
It wasn't.
I just needed it well done, right? I went home, put it in a toaster oven.
And you said it was good.
It was fine, right? I just needed it cooked a little bit more.
Look, I get it, man. Like, I understand.
James putting that on me?
I'm not going to.
Don't put that pain on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm not going to poo-poo on the restaurant, but, it was time. I get it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You are.
No, but I mean,
wow.
No, I'm just saying, they went down in quality over the years.
Well, that was the first time I had ever been there.
When you had it and I saw it, I was like, oh, man. And then I had it a time again because I was like Dave said, he just didn't get it well done. Let me try it.
Right.
Even I asked for it well done, and I stayed and waited, and it was just messed up. It was just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I get it. Go get you some Pizza Artista, Pizza Village, Dino's, or Central.
And there's not a lack of places around here.
Exactly.
All right. Jay's been waiting to do that for about a week now.
Yeah, he was waiting since we were gone.
He's been waiting in the weeds to get on me about that. Yeah.
Are we going to do Burger Wars now? I miss Pizza Wars.
I really need to lose some weight. All right. We can
wait till the winter because you pack on for the winter.
We may have to wait for the winter. All right. Or at least until Labor Day. All right.
That'll work.
Just to have a goal of trying to lose some weight. We are going to the SEC Media Days. Or when I say we, I mean me.
Duh.
So I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'm gonna be holding down the fort.
Right. We're gonna have to figure out something to do on that Friday.
Okay.
I know.
You told me you wanted me to.
You can just guest host.
Yeah.
All right. You can do best of from the week. Right. If you want to play all the interviews, because if we have less than 50 interviews in 4 days, I'm going to be disappointed. Okay. Well, that may be a lot.
Whatever you want
30,
to do.
right, in 4 days. That could be because we'll be packed.
Just let me know in advance so I can get people if I am guest hosting.
You're going to know before I leave.
Yeah.
So this is not next week. This is in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool,
so this is in
cool,
2 weeks. Yeah. SEC Media Days is the 17th through the 20th.
Okay.
And
it's
because
just that Friday.
Because it's in Nashville, and I think I'm driving.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So and then just in previous years, one time. It was actually in the morning. I was doing the morning show across the street and then came back from Atlanta. And the other, I came back. I was fine when I got back. But when I got up to do the show the next day, I was out of gas like an hour into the show.
I got you, man. I can hold down the Friday. No biggie.
So, yeah. And then you'll have plenty of things to discuss. So we'll be there. Send out all my requests. All right. We won't have Nick Saban. All right. I'm hoping to have Brian Kelly.
Okay.
All right.
That'd be big. We get him.
Right.
You getting Billy?
Nice. Hopefully to get Billy Napier.
Okay.
All right. We got it. We did a really good job of getting players last year. So we'll see.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
We shall see. All right. Great show today. Special thanks to all our guests. Jake Madison hopped on, locked on Pelicans. We had Dr. Brian Maggard. He was on from Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. We had Dan Matthews talking Atlanta Braves. And we had Gunnar Leger, new pitching coordinator for the Ragin' Cajuns baseball team. Special thanks to Lyndon Burton for showing up on time. Good job. All right. The effort is always appreciated. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with a fired up Friday afternoon sports chat on 103.3 The GOAT.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Lofton, we're in the business of matching hard workers with some of the most sought-after employers in the Lafayette area. To Lofton, you're more than just another employee. We care about your interests, and we can help match you with a company that needs your skills. You can complete an application, schedule an interview, and even browse jobs by simply going to lofton.jobs. That's lofton.jobs. We also offer an unlimited $100 referral bonus. At Lofton, we put people to work. Lofton.jobs.
Your home is the place where you know your loved ones are secure. But the things that keep your home protected can't keep pests at bay. That's where Raid comes in. For 60 years, Raid's scientists have worked to protect people around the world with trusted research, ingredients, testing standards, and product efficacy. Raid seeks to create a better future for all, especially the ones you love most. Raid, protection for all.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power.
Up to 389 horses of it.
Innovation and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in sport mode with E-Step off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See nissanusa.com for details.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event has arrived with limited quantity deals on top tech to power any passion. Save on select XPS PCs and more powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get savings on select monitors and accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to U.S. residents by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
103.3 The GOAT.
Yeah, that's the one.
K277TQ Lafayette, 1420 KPEL Lafayette.
And here's what you need to know.
NBA News, multiple outlets reporting that DeJounte Murray has agreed to a 4-year, $120 million extension with the Atlanta Hawks. ESPN is saying the Trailblazers matching the offer sheet given to Matisse Thybulle by the Dallas Mavericks, keeping the forward in Portland on a 3-year, $33 million deal. As for the much-publicized incident in Las Vegas, speaking with the reporters today, Victor Wembanyama telling reporters Britney Spears, quote, grabbed me from behind, so I just know that security pushed her away. I didn't know with how much force. I didn't stop to look, unquote. Spears posting on Instagram, quote, I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. She denied grabbing him from behind. This comes after she filed a police report alleging that she was smacked in the face by